Hello and welcome to another edition of Exploring with IUX. Express, Explain and Excite. It's our weekly webinar in which we discuss all things digital, all things to do with continuous learning and lifelong learning here at IUX, your center of excellence for lifelong learning. And today we've got a cracking webinar. We are talking about the growth of digital marketing. Are you looking to stay ahead of the curve in the ever-changing world of digital marketing? Then this webinar is for you. And today we're exploring the rise of digital marketing, its growth and its future. You'll learn more about the latest trends and how to use them to your advantage. So without further ado, let me introduce you to today's panelists. First up, we have Salman Yahya. Salman is a seasoned digital marketeer with over 12 years working in the field with a focus on digital media strategy, planning, and buying. A specialist in enhancing and improvising brand footprint on the digital verse, whatever that means. He has developed award-winning media strategies for market leaders such as Coca-Cola, British American Tobacco, GSK, Indus Motors, Tetra Pak, National Foods, L'Oreal, UNICEF, Dalda Foods, Pizza Hut, Bisconi, and many, many more. So as a media planner, he has won the prestigious Global Marketing Excellence Awards for Coca-Cola in 2014 and 2016. So please welcome Salman. Assalamu alaikum, Salman.
Walaikum salam, George. Thank you so much for such a
How are you?
Introduction. I'm great. Hoping you're doing as
great,
good as well.
It was a long introduction of your attributes. It was fantastic. Okay, on Hamara Agle Mehman is none other than Ramsha Moiz Hashmi. Ramsha is a highly specialized campaign strategist. She is known for developing out-of-the-box concepts and her SEO, SMM expert with experience of 8 years in digital communications. She's worked with top brands and multinationals as a community developer and reputation manager. She's currently researching the scope of artificial intelligence in Pakistan and aiming to lead AI from the front in her current role as head of digital media at Talking Point Pakistan. Okay, without further ado, let's welcome Ramsha. Assalamu alaikum, Ramsha.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very well. And last but not least, we welcome Wada Iqbal. Wada is a marketing professional and strategist with 6+ years of work experience with MNCs, including Unilever, Shell, Shan Foods, and she's been planning and executing campaigns in the digital marketing sphere for top brands and FMCGs like Cardi, Surf Excel, Cadbury's Dairy Milk, and Safeguard. Previously, Wada worked at Catwalk Event Management and Productions, Walnut Communications, BBPR, and she's currently working at Snack Video. Oh, that sounds tasty. Assalamu alaikum, Wada.
Hi, assalamu alaikum. How are you? Thank you for this amazing introduction.
Not at all. But, it's interesting that, in that introduction, we mentioned your work with Cadbury's and then Snack Video. It's making me quite hungry. So I'll try and move on before I get peckish. Okay, so today we're talking about, it's really a sort of an introduction to digital marketing, and as well as the growth of digital marketing. So I suppose my first question to all of you, and feel free to whoever wants to jump in first, is, for anyone listening or watching it currently live at the moment, digital marketing. Anyone? Who wants to jump in? I'm not gonna, okay, I can ask you, I can put you on the spot, but does anyone want to jump in?
So let me start with that, if may I? Yeah. So for me, after having affiliated with this particular industry for good 9 years right now, I'm leading a department over here as a head of media. So for me, digital marketing, is all about catching the right audiences at the right time with the right message. That's a nutshell, I would say, crux of the introduction of digital marketing.
Wada, Ramsha, would you concur with that? Oh, I think we're losing Ramsha a bit. Sorry,
It's
Ramsha,
Varda.
we've lost you a little bit.
No,
Oh, it's
it was
Wada
Varda.
talking. Oh, sorry, Wada. Sorry, we lost you a little. Wada, I'm sorry, we've lost you. Could you try and log in back in? We've lost you a little bit. Okay, we perhaps have you now. Can you speak? Hi, Wada.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, okay, Ramsha, what are your?
So I would say
Yeah, we can hear
digital
you.
marketing. Yeah. So digital marketing is a medium to get connected with people and to get connected with the desired audience and to give the message across of your story, your brand through a medium which is available online.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Wada?
Okay, so in my opinion, I would say that digital marketing is a very broad term. So it used to be just about using 3 to 4 social media apps. It's much more than that. It's taking the targeting the right audience and how you reach out to them through digital media and make sure that you get a return as well. So if and at the end of the day, if it's not working for you, or if it's not for you, then it's not meant for you. So digital marketing has a lot to offer, and I feel that one needs to, at the end of the day, keep on checking what new updates are there, because the way the industry is moving, it's very important for you to gain insight of the new trends as well. So for me, that's what digital marketing is.
It's not. Oops, it's not just on social media. It's also through apps. It's through websites. It's through other channels, digital communication.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. It is. And also, I feel one thing that, because from experience of snack video that I have, I feel that now the short video platform is a really big game changer in the market. And with the introduction of such short video platforms, people have a lot of things to these short video platforms have a lot to offer, and people can benefit from them as well. So again, it's a trial and error, and you need to see if that kind of a platform is working for you, because in Pakistan the dynamics for these platforms are totally different as compared to another part of the world. So especially if the introduction of TikTok and snack video and all these kind of platforms, digital marketers have a lot to try on and test their with different brands.
But then let's talk about the sort of roles that are available in the digital marketing space, because there are multiple, as in with a traditional marketing role, there are numerous roles that you can play. You can be a content creator, you can be a brand a brand person. You could, I think, Salman, you're on the buying side of advertising, buying and planning. So could you all tell me individually, what do you guys do in your day jobs? Explain to me your jobs so that people can get a sense of the breadth of roles that are out there that come under the digital marketing sort of umbrella.
So, okay, sure. So under the digital media planning and buying side, which I look after and I lead that particular part. So we need to understand what is media planning, right? So media planning, is all about the conception analysis and creative selections of channels of communication, obviously, that will direct advertising message to the right people at the right place at the right time. So this is how you can say the media planning is all about. How we do it? So it's a simple process. It's like you get the brief from the client side, from any person who is taking care of the products or brand custodian and all. So they would tell you that, okay, we are launching that particular campaign or new product launch or new thematic or new IMC or whatever is this. And we want to go as big as possible to go for Facebook and YouTube and Google and other platforms like TikTok and Snack videos and whatever these platforms are, who's giving you that opportunity to advertise on these sites and all. And our target audience is this, and some of the research work. So they usually they share a brief to us. So after having that brief, the first thing we do is to identify what are the channel mix, media mix should be ideal for this particular brand. What are the audiences, where they are, what they are doing, what are the trends, what are the insights, what people are searches nowadays, how your communication will gonna impact to these audiences, because there are a whole lot of process behind this. Sorry, you were saying something?
So, I mean, I get a sense that, we have distinct sort of classes or demographics or SECs and platforms. So, for example, we know that these TikToks, I don't know about snack video, but TikTok is certainly has a more of a broad-based Avami mass market appeal, whereas perhaps Instagram is seen as more high-end, more upmarket. I don't know about, and then obviously LinkedIn, you're catering more to a business audience. Facebook is pretty much a sort of vanilla sort of social media platform, and then Twitter is more political or more sort of if you're wanting to get out a more sort of a campaigning message. Is that the thing you're thinking about when you're playing?
Yeah. So the key essentials of the campaign planning or any.
Okay. And at all on this, what do you do? And what's your day job?
Yeah.
What's a typical day for you? Because someone is a planner.
So I would say I'm the head of the house. I am the head of digital. So I have people, my team working with me. So so starting from what we offer to any digital marketing person would be offering is a strategy, content creation, and then creatives, and then obviously then comes the media buying bit. So we have sections. If you say if my day job look like is to manage the teams, because I have already an experience of working as an, so I started as an intern and then grew up to digital marketer in these 8 years. So I can totally understand how intern feels like when he or she enters into the space of digital with no clue of what doing in. So from that bit, so strategy, creatives, and then the audience, obviously the media buying bit. So this is my day look like. I manage the team, also a bit of HR work, because I kind of see in the market that in digital marketing field where conventional HR doesn't work. So where while we get all these CVs, we read that I want to become a digital marketer, and people from sales, finance, they also want to join in because they're hearing, oh my god, digital, oh my god, digital. So for that bit, I think our role as a digital marketer or head of the house is very critical to analyze which person will fit in where. So I think this is my day job look like, and as a digital marketer, I do everything which is online. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I would say that I look after influencers. So I'm the KOL lead, key opinion leaders lead, influencer
Our
lead at
job is
Snack Video.
slightly different.
Sorry, George, can you repeat the question? I lost you in the middle.
No, I think there's a lag. So carry on.
Okay. So yeah, so I manage influencers at Snack Video, and as I mentioned earlier, Snack Video is a short video platform similar to TikTok. So there is a lot of work, related to influencers, managing them, getting the right content posted, and ensuring the right content and good content goes out for the people to watch as well, and how that content, benefits others, and how those other people are actually interested, and then they copy those people, and then they create those videos themselves. So more or less that's what my day looks like, speaking to the influencers, to speaking to the KOLs, and then getting the brief, or get sending them the brief, speaking to them, and ensuring all the things are managed well and all their queries are answered. So one thing in digital marketing is, a subcategory of digital marketing is influencer marketing, which I feel is something which is growing in Pakistan, and is growing on a very, on a very bigger scale. So we have micro influencers, we have creators, and we have KOLs as well. So it needs to, and one needs to have an understanding of what a nano or a micro influencer is, and what a creator or a mid-level influencer is, and who is supposed to be a KOL or George, were you saying something? Sorry.
Yeah, what's a KOL or KOL? What's that?
Yes.
Key influencer.
KOL is a key opinion leader is called a KOL. So someone who can influence
what's
other people. So
you said KOL?
so key opinion leader. KOL means key opinion leader. So
Okay, so
yeah.
give me some examples of key opinion leaders that
So for short video platforms, we
you
have
are
totally
in
different
contact with.
audience. Yeah, so we have totally different audience as compared to other platforms on short video platforms like Snack Video. So our influencers are totally different as well. So when I say key opinion leader, we'll have Jannat Mirza, we'll have Kamal, we will have Zulkarnain. So all those people who are not very big on Instagram, but they are a very well-known figure. Usman Asim, so they are a very well-known figure on short video platforms. Again, they're real. They're not made up. They don't have that kind of a post level that in Instagram has to offer. So they are very real and close to your heart kind of a people, which and that's why they are stars on Snack Video and TikTok. So again, influencer marketing is something, and managing those influencers is key for these short video platforms. And people need to understand how to speak to an influencer, how to negotiate with the influencer, and how to ensure that they are working with you for your app. So at the end of the day, it's benefiting them and it's benefiting you as well. So that's what majorly my role is here at Snack Video.
Great. So let's move on to sort of how to communicate effectively through digital channels. We've touched upon this a little bit just now, but so we've got influencer marketing, we've got some content and content marketing on social media and on your digital platforms. We've got advertising and media buying that Salman does. But what and Salman talked off, started saying that digital marketing is communicating to the right audiences on effective. Well, what have you seen that is effective, perhaps through digital channels that may not be as effective on traditional marketing channels? And how can you communicate effectively on digital?
So yeah, just give me, yeah. Can you hear me, right? I think it's a small instruction. Yeah, perfect. So, you need to understand that there is no one size fits for all kind of a thing in the digital marketing and all. You need to see how platform behavior is working towards the audience and how audience is behaving towards that particular platform. So we split into two categories. One is the social platforms, which we used to say get to know. So GTK, we used to use this certain terminology where you can explore and discover the content and the communications and the trends and insights and the things that are going on the social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snack Video, and all. And the other one is the online platforms, which we used to say go to know platforms. So in these platforms, you particularly go search for something like, for example, YouTube and Google. You actually go there, you write something, you write keywords or phrases or anything that you are looking for, and then you can be able to get that particular video or any kind of content. So based on these platforms' behavior and considering the fact of the particular audiences, you customize your communication based on these behaviors, based on these platforms and all. So previously, it was and it is. So there's a huge difference. So previously we used to pushing message to the client. Now we are pulling client to the message, right? Previously, there's only one-way message like a TV and the radio and the print and holdings and all those things. So only the one-way messages. Now there is an interactive conversation. The fact is, if you're running any communication on TV or print, you get the feedback on your social media handles and channels. So, all these things comes together under the digital area.
So
yeah.
Is it easier to segmentize the audience as a result because you're crafting messaging traditional media, which is crafted?
Yes, it's easy. It's flexible, I would say. So why digital? Why not any other conventional media? So if may allow to tell that, it's a time and effort saving. This is screen, this mobile is your everything. Each and everything is this screen. You have all the working side, the professional side, the personal space. Everything belongs to this device. Now, there's a split of 80-20 in the current Pakistani market, especially. I'm not talking about the other markets. So 80-20 split. So 80% traffic is coming from the mobile. Either you are using Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or Google. 80% of the people are, communicating via mobile. All you need is a good internet, you're done, and a good device, a smartphone. So that's all about it. So it's time and effort saving. It's flexible, I would say. That if you are traveling, if you're anywhere in the world right now, you can see, you can interact, you can talk, you can do whatever you can from this mobile device. You can even launch a campaign. There's several campaigns we have launched via mobile only. We don't need laptops and everything. And the campaigns that I'm talking about is one of the biggest campaigns in the Pakistan history. We launched Velo Sound Station. We launched a couple of Coke Studio on
I
YouTube
think
and platform.
everybody
Yeah,
has done that. Some
yeah,
in their career, everyone has done that thing,
exactly. And
launching a campaign
I
through
think
their phones.
COVID is the I think COVID is
Yeah,
the
it's a prime
real
example.
Also,
example.
internet
Yeah,
Is the prime
connections.
example.
Also,
Yeah.
internet connections, uncertainties. We have to keep everything handy for on mobile.
yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely, absolutely, and power failure above all. So, make sure that you have a power
Tell me
bank
about
all along, all along, so that you don't miss out on details. One thing I would add here is that before effectively communicating on these digital channels, one needs to understand if their audience is available on those digital channels, because that's the biggest mistake a person keeps on doing, is putting money on digital when they do not have an insight where their audience is. So I think all need to go one step back, and we need to analyze and do a bit of a research about what the usual day looks like for the customer, and whether that customer is on those platforms or not. So as Salman has mentioned that he bifurcates these channels, that if we are to go on Facebook or YouTube. So before the media plan comes into play, I'm pretty sure all the agencies actually does a they do a deep dive, and they tell that this is not where your customer is, so why are we putting money? And a lot of times it happens that you just need to put a tick, and you need to complete your KPIs is when you do a certain thing. But most importantly, I would highly suggest brands is to just do a simple research. And it's not just bigger brands, not bigger brands do that. For SMEs, for those people who have just started their ventures and they want to try out digital marketing, just do A/B testing and see what's working, what's not working, and then go full throttle. Because that's the biggest problem here, is that because the investment here in SMEs is so small, that if you put all your eggs in one basket, at the end of the day you don't have anything, and the ROI is nothing. So first and foremost, do research and then see if the customer is responding, and if you are getting an effective response. Secondly, I would say one thing that I have learned because before, earlier to Snack Video, I have worked for a really long time at agencies. So one thing that organically I've seen that Facebook groups is a very good thing to try out, and when it comes to female audience especially, not males but female audience especially, respond to Facebook groups very well. So if you have a small business, or if you are a business owner, especially females, they can route through all those female audiences through groups, and they can try out their by writing a post, or even a seeded post can work there, and see if they are getting any kind of a return or a response.
Yeah. Also, I would like to add to what Varda was saying, from starting from scratch, like focus groups,
right.
research, breakout rooms, understanding the customer front, the receiver
Yeah.
front, basically. What all we do is we plan brand front first, and then we
Hmm.
start doing branding guidelines. We start from there. While we do focus groups or breakout rooms, or discussion within the people we have around, we get to know what the typical customer look like, what is the need of the customer, what is the need of the platform as well. A lot of people, a lot of brands, even customers as well, do not understand the algorithm or the behavior of the platform. They're using Instagram as Facebook. They're using Facebook as Instagram. And
Yeah,
sooner or
yeah.
later, they realize that both of the medium are not working for them. Then they go and ask their peers, and then they get to understand, oh, TikTok is new, start doing TikTok. Even there, they do not get the result. So starting from the basics, we need to understand what platforms are providing us. If Instagram is providing us reels and TikTok is providing us the similar content, we have to see that TikTok is a mass medium. In Instagram, you get to choose your audience. You get to deep dive into a middle income bracket as well, middle to high income bracket as well. So start in, I would say, like, effective communication would be start investing, start making a chart first of what platform will work for you. And also, not all the brands have the capacity of having categories. So if each of the category can fit into um, um, each of the platform, they can use that. If something is mass medium, they can go to TikTok, they can start doing YouTube shorts and stuff. But they need to understand that this 3 second attention span, we scroll up, we do not pay attention to something which is not understood. Even I get to sit with people who do not know the importance of Instagram cover. um, we take them back, we show them that Instagram cover matters. If they want to come up to Instagram discovery, people should find their video. So small little things can, make the medium effective, and they can try out and see what's working for them. Thank you.
Well, this is what I was trying to get at, is in terms of communicating effectively. I mean, you talked about the short attention spans, but I also, from what I've read, there are certain emotions that work well on digital platforms, specifically social media. So it's high intense emotions. That could be joy, that could be anger, that could be humor. And then there are certain emotions that don't work as effectively. Um, and, and I just wonder how you sort of relate that to brands and brand messaging.
I feel, George, here, one thing I absolutely agree with you, because one thing that I've learned at Snack Video is comedy content is the most consumable content here, humor especially. So anything related to comedy is working well, or
Right.
anything related to beauty or lip sync. If you see deep down, the more simpler it is, the more consumable it is. So the more complex it is, people won't will just skip it. So if you are putting humor in the video, it's the highest watched content, and all across, especially on short videos. So comedy always sells, and if it's good comedy and if it's family comedy, people will actually subscribe, and people will start following, and people will watch it. So here, what you can do is, in terms of from brand perspective, and from influencer marketing perspective as well, you can plug in that influencer, and you can see that that influencer is creating a lot of good content. It's comical, it's funny, but it's very clean, and he does not have any controversy or any bad or negative image attached to him. So why not take that influencer and starts selling our brand message through seeding our brand message to that influencer. And many times that works. We have seen comedians like Ali Gulpir, who's doing wonderful, and I was recently going through his Instagram page, and he has done multiple paid collaborations. One was with Mountain Dew, so he took the whole music and the whole scene of Mountain Dew, and he recreated it in a very funny way. So at the end of the day, the brand message got reinstated through him in a funny way, and that I can still recall that message. I mean, so even if the ad goes, and even if the ad is not getting played, but if you are going through the reel, or if you're going through that funny video that Ali Gulpir has made, so that has done the job, because you instantly you can still remember the product, and it can remind you of the product. So in my opinion, comedy, at the heart of it, comedy sells. And people, especially brands, they should try out different ways, to inculcate influencers that are providing good comedy content, and then how it can be a marriage between the two.
Okay, let's get to some questions from the audience now. Um, Roger is asking how online advertising can help in getting more clicks and customers, asking from an entrepreneurial perspective. So how can okay, I think this might be one for you, Salman. How can perhaps someone has a small business, how can they get more sort of clicks, leads, and more customers advertising online?
So one thing I would say here that we need to change the at least and to evolve the perception here to get more clicks, likes, engagements, comments, shares, reactions. If you talk about particularly on the e-commerce side, the numbers are saying that from 2017, starting from $514 million industry in Pakistan e-commerce, ended up to 2021, which is around $7.3 billion, and the forecasting till 2025, which will be around $9.6 billion. So if you're an e-commerce, you have an e-commerce platform. If you're anything you're selling online or getting online, you should be focused more on the revenue side, rather clicks and the volume of customers. It does not seem like this. One customer can, the average order size that you are looking for is from the one customer. So you need more volume in terms of sales rather in terms of the huge amount of customer who just clicking on your ad, like hovering on your ads or hovering on your product sites, and after the end of the campaign, you're getting none, just the clicks, because it won't justify the ROI, it won't justify your marketing budgets, your sales operations budgets, your costs, your expenses, and all. So you need to be focused more on how we can get the revenue from this digital arena, from the overall advertisement that you are doing on the channels, for example, Google and Facebook and Instagram and TikToks and Snack videos. So focus should be on that rather getting clicks and customers.
I would add one thing here, Salman. It's
Is
if you sorry, go ahead,
sorry,
George. Yeah.
carry on, Rhoda, then I'll come in.
Okay, thank you.
I
Just
was
one
just
thing,
wondering
Salman.
if there was a
Yeah.
danger from
Hmm.
what someone was saying, and
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's a terrible lag, I'm afraid. So yeah, I was just wondering if we get caught up in these sort of vanity metrics, and that we get sort of obsessed with those, as opposed to what Salman was saying, which is we need to focus on revenue and quality rather than quantity in our metrics.
Absolutely.
Also, to add what Salman has said, I would say that an example would be right here. It would be perfect that a lot of people do not follow Daraz's Instagram or Facebook like, but they order from
Vada?
Daraz. So the behavior is not about liking the post or following. The behavior is of brand awareness. So the funnel starts from brand awareness, then it goes to consideration. You give them something, some discount or something that they like, to click, or to get the purchase done. And then coming down to the funnel is retargeting, remarketing to that purchase. What I suggest to all the brands who are working is focus on your retargeting and focus on your returning customers, because the new customer acquisition or the new customer will always be expensive. But when they return back, they're not returning back to your ad. You're not getting charged if they're not returning back to that. They're returning back to the brand. They're returning back to the roots of the brand. They're returning back to the core of the brand they like. So I would go and check if you guys are following Daraz or not. But I've seen a lot of people answering to this question is they do not follow, they do not like, but they know that Daraz 11 is coming or 12 is coming because they keep on hammering us through billboards, YouTube, multiple channels. So yeah, that's my answer to this question.
Okay, we have another question. Beneficial when it comes to digital marketing, and I should just put my hand up here and say, IUX offers wonderful certification in digital marketing if anyone is interested in doing it. But I want to ask the professionals, are certifications beneficial?
Yes, they are to an
Obviously.
extent, but yeah, they are. However, I would suggest that along with the certifications, more than the certification, I think experience matters, because whatever you learn, if you are not applying it anywhere or you are not trying it out, you won't be able to gauge that experience. And in order to understand the market, yes, the certification will help you to an extent, but in order to understand the market better, you need to apply it and you need to see whether this is working out or not. So all those principles are there, and then application is something very, very important that you learn through everything. So just an example, I did my bachelor's in media studies from Ikra University only. And then but the bachelor's was in advertising, and what my field was PR. It was digital PR that my forte became later on. So again, it was all about market experience. It was a 4 years bachelor's program that I learned a lot at Ikra University. But more than that, I would say that I learned through the experience that I got through speaking to the influencers, or getting that post up, or getting the brief from the client, speaking to the client, is what matters as well. So certifications, along with getting an experience and trying that thing out, I would say goes hand in hand.
I would really like to add what Varda is saying. Varda, your degree was somewhere near. I did my bachelor's in interior design and architecture from Indus Valley School of Arts and Architecture. And 8 years I've spent doing digital marketing as a marketer. I did my communication design degree later on. So I would say that your experiences matter, but here I think the question we need to understand from two perspectives. If Zara is asking that she wants to work as a digital marketer, or she wants to make a career as a content writer or digital marketer,
Yeah.
she needs to focus on certifications, because yes, it's the demand of the market. You will be asked
Absolutely.
questions in the interview that would be, what is the definition of CPA? So yeah, that's the clear interview market in Pakistan. They will ask you what's the CPV. So a lot of question related with. But if as an entrepreneur, you can take certifications, but then your results would matter if you're an entrepreneur. So yeah, that would be my answer.
And at the end of the day, if you are putting this certification on your
Yeah,
resume, it looks very nice. So yeah, from that perspective as well.
Ouch.
Yeah. And you
Ouch
Yeah,
for
that's
that.
the hard. No, Subhan, that's the hard reality. That is the hard
still-
reality.
That's
asked
right.
what was the CPA. But still you'll be asked questions like what was the CPA of your
Yeah.
last campaign.
Yeah, so
That's a reality. So people do ask that, okay, what kind of a certification that you've done? All right, so
Yeah.
on Google there are plenty of that, and then Facebook, and there are Twitter and programmatic and so on and so forth. So yeah. So coming back to that particular point, said yes, it will give you benefits in
I
order to
think it's
understand
also
the infrastructure.
because a lot of people might be coming out or wanting forward up.
I think I lost George.
yeah, I can't hear him.
Yeah.
George, can you please repeat
sorry.
what you said, because we lost you?
We have a lag here between myself and you three.
Okay, we lost him.
Okay, I'm going to just drop out and come back in, and then I'm going to. Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear me now?
yeah. We
Yeah.
can hear you perfectly
No,
fine now.
yeah, it is.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I think it's a long lag that's going on at the moment. So the point I was trying to make is that I think what certification can provide is it can provide for those who are starting out in the industry an underpinning of some of the fundamentals, and for a second audience it can provide those who are perhaps have done a general marketing course more of a specific focus on digital marketing knowledge and skills. So that's where I think that the value of perhaps certification can come in. Obviously, coupled with then going out in real life experience. But there's another question that perhaps can follow on from this is that this is from Maheen. Learning digital marketing also helps an individual navigate economic crisis. So perhaps use that to help with a side gig or a side hustle, or perhaps start their own entrepreneurial business and have the skills to communicate effectively with an audience.
I believe it's a quite a vague question. With economic crisis, what sort of an economic crisis are you referring to? If you're referring to a country-wide economic crisis, then I wouldn't suggest that a digital marketing course can help sort that out. But if there is an economic crisis in terms of your entrepreneurial venture, then navigating through that and digital marketing will for sure help you out if you
I
know
think
the
it's a
right
personal
things.
economic crisis.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. It can help an individual for sure in a lot of things, and especially if you are a small business owner, it can help you out majorly.
Yeah, so just to add one point here to Maheen to answer her question with the facts that I have learned recently. So if you talk about the startup culture and the way they are plugging in the Pakistan economy, and how they are giving value and providing more value in terms of employees, in terms of growth and overall, that will eventually impact on the overall economical situation in Pakistan. So in 2020, there were $66.4 million fundraising from these startups in 2020 while we were having the pandemic, the COVID one. Later that year in 2021, it went up to 450% growth. So from 66 million to $366 million. So yeah, so it will eventually help us in an economical way to get more employment rate and to get more, beneficial in terms of salaries and other benefits. And yes, so digital is now, is not future, is not past, is now. You're living now. Digital is all about now. So there is no harm to learn digital marketing to do anything. You should have, because
Yeah,
everything
absolutely.
is connected to the digital. It's simple as
Yeah.
that.
Well, you mentioned the future. What are some of the future trends do you see happening in digital marketing? I think was it Ramsha who was talking about focusing on AI and the impact of the industry?
Yep.
Yeah.
Will everything become automated?
Yes, I would wish, yes, it could have, like, it could evolve as an automated system. But yes, things are shifting from Instagram, from a photo medium. It's now have shifted to reels. More reach is coming on videos, stories, interesting content. It's there. Moment marketing. It's there. So a lot of for in terms of future trends, I would really say here that people need to understand that as a human, we have also grown. So these apps are growing with us. So we need to understand how our behaviors are growing. While these, even with the as related to the last question of economic crisis, Instagram give us a really Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube gives us this medium to have a poll. So you can be directly connected with customer. You'll be that much near to the customer that they come to your WhatsApp, they'll see your catalog, they place your order without even chatting with you. So this, I think, on WhatsApp business, this happens. Like, you click the catalog, your order is placed. So a lot of things, I think, in terms of future trends, yes, and also AI learning is helping the brands to understand their customer more, their behavior, what they're talking about, what they're searching. So yeah, future is this. We still it is. We need to start seeing that what people are searching. A small example, I would say, I was working for a clothing brand. They used to sell jeans and stuff. So what they were doing previously was they're mentioning denim in their caption, and after the research, we saw that people search jeans more than the word denim. So I would say that the future trends are here. The logarithm, the artificial learning, and everything is here. We need to understand what works for our brand. And yeah, that's my answer.
One thing I would like to add here with the with the AI and artificial intelligence is something that's very new to the world, as well as virtual influencers, and something that has a lot of scope and has not been tried in Pakistan. But what with a future trend of digital marketing can be and will be for sure virtual influencers. So these are not human figures. These are all virtual people, some an animated figure who looks similar to a human being, and who has a proper Instagram, TikTok account, Snack video account, Facebook account running by a human being. So and they have in all over the world, they have done a lot of great marketing campaigns with big brands like Calvin Klein, Gucci, and all those brands. And that's the future. So rather than taking normal human influencers, a world might shift to virtual influencers pretty soon.
Goodness.
Yes, absolutely.
Saman.
So Facebook just recently, yeah. So I was telling that the Facebook just recently adapt the meta thing, the metaverse.
Yeah.
It's all about the word, like what the was saying,
Metaverse.
and Ramesh was saying that the meta thing, the whole universe is in the virtual place, and it will be eventually the automations, the things like that, and these are the things are actually happening right now. For particularly trends in digital marketing, yes, we are a little bit far behind in comparison with the West and other, Middle Eastern countries. Our internet penetration is comparatively low, having the, fifth largest population in the world right now at around 227 million. We only have not more than 103, 105 internet penetration right now. So yes, we are lacking on that front, but the world is moving, the world is evolving so fast. So we have to, fasten our seat belt and go with the flow, because if you lose it, you're done. You're out
Yeah,
of this game.
I agree.
So
absolutely, I
you
agree,
have to go
100%.
properly with.
So I suppose my final question, and I think you probably already answered it, or final two questions is, will the industry continue to grow in the future? And would you recommend it to young students or graduates looking to perhaps start a career?
Yeah, the industry will and is growing at a very
Yeah.
fast pace. So absolutely, and digital is is the future, and digital right now is also growing. So making a career right now in digital is the right thing to do. But with that, George, one thing that I would like to highlight here is something that pursue your passion at the end of the day. Again, digital industry is booming and will be booming, but if you like and if you love what digital, then get into it. Otherwise it's not for you, because there are a lot of trends that you have to cope up with, and digital industry is very fast paced. So if you're into something just because you want to make extra bucks and you don't want to put in that effort, then this industry is not for you.
I would add here that a lot of people think that digital working is work from home working. So if you want
Yeah.
to just feel relaxed, please do not come to digital
Yeah.
world, because it's moving really fast, and we
Yeah.
need serious people to come in. But while you come in, you need to understand that you will be part of a world where you have to research every day. Facebook panel one day looks different, other day it's extremely different. One button is here, one button is there. So if you're missing on a lot of things, if you cannot research, if you don't have a behavior of researching a lot, and if you're just hearing and implementing stuff, there'll be a little difficult feel for you. But if you are up for research, you can run faster than every other person is in digital, then you're more than welcome. You can come in, and you have to be passionate about digital, because yes, nights, days, we're just working on new creation campaigns and stuff. So yeah, so if you want to come in, you need to have that research behavior and in-depth research behavior, and also a creative mind and add on. Yeah.
On.
Yeah. So, the question is, will the industry continue? It is growing, just like your life, our lives are growing with the pace. It's not, will the industry continue to grow? It's not gonna glow. It will be expand. It will, turbocharge, booster, I would say, the way things are moving towards. I still remember when I joined Digits as account manager back in 2013, the overall industry, Pakistan industry on digital revenue or the marketing budgets, the overall marketing budgets were around 1 billion or 1.5 billion max. So TV was the king at that time, in the print and the radio and all. Now in 2021, 2022, we are surpassed the radio, the print, the overall industry. We just surpassed that, and we are at around more than 25 to 30 billion industry right now in terms of revenue. We started the e-commerce, proper e-commerce in 2017, started from $517 million. We are ended up in 2021, $6.3 million, $7.3 million. Billion dollars. We're talking about the billions and millions in terms of USD. So yes, it is growing and it will continue to grow, obviously. So there are lots of potential. There are many employment in the upcoming future for all the students who are in an admission right now. We're doing bachelor's and masters. We're doing certification and diplomas. The future is yours. The now is yours, I would say.
Great. Well, on that positive note, all that's left is for me to thank my guests today, Ramsha Hamshi. Thank you. Yaya, thank you. Bahut shukriya. Thank you for a wonderful discussion and a wonderful debate. And I really appreciate all of you taking the time out from your very busy digital schedule. By the way, what you didn't realize is that you were speaking to a virtual influencer today. I'm not real. I am actually a virtual influencer. So you are speaking to somebody completely made up.
Perfect. George, on that note,
Great. Thank you very much, everybody.
I would like to just add one thing, one quote, one little poetry from the Allama Iqbal. Allama Iqbal used to say कि जरा सी नम हो तो ये मिट्टी बड़ी जरखेज है. So stay positive. इसमें है चीजें. Yes, you will find the betterment, you will find the opportunities, you will find the future. You are enjoying and you will gonna enjoy definitely. There is no such bad things. Yeah.
Thank you for adding that, Salman.
Yeah. Beautiful.
You're most welcome.
We have great marketers in Pakistan.
We have great marketers, we have great people like you guys, like all of these people. You're such a great.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
harvest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hafiz. Okay, thank you very much. That's it for our discussion today on the growth of digital marketing. I hope you've enjoyed this webinar of exploring with IUX, Express, Entertain and Excite. Express, what was it, the other one? Express.